John Oakes here with Hanksters Hot Rods here in our Homer City location, and we've got here another addition to our inventory, and this is a 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle Malibu here. Now this car is a numbers matching motor car, so you know, it's a really nice car here. We'll take a look at the underside first, then we'll go up top, we'll check out the outside, inside, and under the hood and in the trunk there to you as well. So what we have here, obviously up on the lift here, we're starting underneath the back end. So we have a stock fuel tank back here, and it's in really good shape. You can see there's no dents or dings in it. Now everything you see underneath here just has this very light coating of undercoating. It was nicely done. So again, it's just going to, you know, help protect things back here. Now your frame rail sections on the rear here, those are in really good condition, nice and straight and square the whole way throughout the car. We've got, as far as the rear end here and rear suspension goes, we've got all stock rear suspension. So lower control arms, upper control arms, those are your stock stamped steel components. We do have a set of air shocks on here, and those can be nice. You can air them up and give yourself a little bit of control over the ride height on the back end of the car if you like, just by adding an air hose to it. So as far as rubber goes on the back end of this car, we do have all BF Goodrich radial TA tires, all excellent tread on these tires, matching tread front and rear. On the back we've got two 45/60 R15s, and these are all mounted on a set of 15-inch chrome Krieger SS Mag wheels. So inside of the wheels we've got drum brakes back here for stopping power. Again, this is a GM 10-bolt rear end. It's actually a limited slip differential on this car, and you can see this is an 8.2-inch ring gear in this as well. All the brake lines are run very nicely. It's got that spiral wrap around it, so it helps protect against any kinking on any of the bends of the lines. Parking brake, I should say, that's all hooked up. You can see the cables run back here to the drums, and of course all the correct hardware up throughout the underside of the car for it. We do have dual exhaust on this as well, dual mufflers, and we have the tailpipes that do go up over top of the rear end, and both of them exit out the rear of the car, and they're ended off here with these slash cut chrome exhaust tips. So like I said, everything's in real nice condition back here on the car. So okay, now that we're here underneath the center of our 69 Chevelle Malibu, we can see the floors a lot better here. And from being able to see them, we can tell that they are in very nice condition. There's been no patching or repairs made on the floors. They're in excellent shape, all good and solid. You can see all of your bracing underneath those floor pans are intact and in excellent shape. Drive shaft running through here, exhaust tucked up in nice and tight, probably as tight as you're going to get it on a car like this. You can see the dual exhaust coming all the way from those long tube headers up front here to the exhaust here. It's got the crossover pipe added in also, and then again back to your dual mufflers and then out the tailpipes. As I mentioned, it does have the parking brake or emergency brake hooked up, so your cables are here, all of the correct hardware, your frame, J-hooks, everything like that, all intact and run as it should be back through to the drum brakes on the rear of the car. Frame rails on this car through the center section here, again in excellent shape, nice and straight. They're not dented up in whatsoever. On both sides in excellent shape. Fuel lines run, brake lines run down both sides, and again that spiral wrapping is throughout this car, again to help prevent against any kinking of any brake lines, so that's a good thing. As far as transmission cross member, that's what you got right here. From side to side, it's all intact, all good and solid. Transmission tail shaft mount, that's in excellent condition. You can see the tranny pan here. It's been painted up a nice aluminum color down here. And then of course, automatic transmission. It is a turbo 350, and it does have the flywheel cover here intact. So again, that's going to protect any debris or anything that could come in through there. It's going to stop that so that you don't have any premature failures of your flywheel. And then that's hooked up to the small block Chevy motor, this being a 350 cubic inch motor. And again, this is a numbers match motor for this car. And finally here we're underneath the front end of our car. And again, we'll just kind of take you through side to side on the car, show you exactly what we have here. As I said, on the back, we have all matching tires on this car. So BF Goodrich radial TAs, matching tread. We've got 225 60 R15s. And again, those are mounted on a set of 15-inch chrome Krager SS Mag wheels. And the chrome on those is in excellent condition, but we'll show you that when we get to the outside of the car. Now, setting inside of these wheels on the back side for stopping power up front, we do have disc brakes. Now, this car is a power brake car, and it's also power steering. So as far as steering goes, tie rods, your drag length here across the pitman arm, all of that is in excellent shape. All of your little rubber dust boot covers here, or your grease fitting covers, those are all intact, and you can tell everything's been greased and maintained properly on the front end of this car. The front cross member, it's all solid, all perfectly straight too on this car, so you can tell it's never been struck on anything. It's in excellent condition. Front suspension, this is all stock stamped steel components, all factory stuff. So your lower control arms, the upper A arms, again, all factory stuff. Ball joints are all in excellent condition. And again, you can tell that everything's been maintained very well on the front of this car. Again, I mentioned it's got a numbers match 350 cubic inch motor coupled to that turbo 350 transmission, and then out to the rear to the GM 10-bolt limited slip rear end. Anything else other than that, we just have a stock style radiator in here, complete with a shroud. We do have a mechanical fuel pump on this car, and that's just a couple of the little things there to go over from the underside here. We do have added into the front suspension to help with steering stability and cornering, so forth like that. You do have a front sway bar that'll help tie the front end together on this. But other than that, that's about all we have to go over on the underside here. So we'll go ahead and get this thing down off the lift for you, and then we'll be able to show you the outside, inside, under the hood, and in the trunk. All right, now here we are back out in our main showroom. We've got our 69 Chevelle Malibu down off of the lift. So now we're going to be able to go around this and talk to you about it like we do on all of our other cars. Obviously, as you can see, it's got a very nice black paint job on it here, nice smooth shiny paint on it, and as I look down the sides of the car here, it's nice and laser straight down the driver's side. We'll check it out when we get over to the passenger side as well. Now again, this is a Chevelle Malibu. You are going to have some of your trim and your moldings and so forth that you may not have on some of your other cars, but we do have them on this one, and we will talk about those. So on the Chevelle, you have the molding, the body molding that comes around the eyebrow here of the front headlights here, down around the side of the front fender here, and butts up against that wheel lip molding. All of that is in good shape on this car, nice and straight, nice and polished up there. We do have those bright wheel lip moldings there also on all four corners of the car. Now again, we've already mentioned it's got the BF Goodrich radial TA tires, all matching tread the whole way around the car. We've got 225s up front, 245s on the back, and these are mounted on 15-inch wheels. Now I said that the finish on those wheels was really nice, and you can tell that right here. Again, these are the Krager SS Mags. These are chrome steel wheels, and they're in perfect condition on this car. So again, no disappointments as far as that goes. Really nice looking set of wheels on here. Now we do have the bright lower body molding here, or trim that goes across the bottom here down by the rocker. Actually, it's just right above the rocker, but along the bottom edge of the door here, all the way back, and again, that will butt up against those wheel lip moldings on the rear quarter panels there as well. Now, you can check the doors here, gaps, both on the front side as well as on the back. It's a little harder to tell maybe on the back because it does have this door edge molding here, the door edge guard. So again, that's going to help if you open the door up, get it into anything else. It's going to help protect the edges of those doors. But again, that's in all good condition. Your gaps are very uniform, front and back, and the elevations on the door is really good too. So panel fitment is really nice on this car. We do have the bright drip rail moldings here too, and again, those are in good condition, nice and straight, nice and polished up. And then we do have chrome mirrors both on the driver's side as well as over on the passenger side of the car. If we go ahead and open up our door, we'll just take a real quick look in here because we'll get to this here a little later. But we've got all black vinyl interior. Now this has the bench seat up front with the headrest here. Again, it's a really nice, comfortable seat too to sit in. And you got this factory stock dash in it. Got a Grant steering wheel, an aftermarket AM/FM cassette player, radio in there. Door panels are in excellent shape. Threshold plates are in good shape. Your weather stripping and seals up along the top of the door, those are in really good condition too, as well as your seals that go around the door here too. Those are in excellent condition. No cracks or tears or chunks torn out of them. They're in really nice shape. Door shuts real nice and easy, just like it should. And again, that just kind of shows how well the door's adjusted. Your striker and all that stuff, it's in, it's adjusted really great there. So again, back here on our quarter panels, now again, these Chevelles have a nice long quarter panel. And again, with black paint, it's hard to hide any type of bodywork imperfections if there were any. Again, this car, there isn't any, so you can look the whole way down the side of the car and see that it's nice and laser straight on this driver's side. Again, those 15-inch Prager SS wheels, those BF Goodrich radial TA tires are the 245s on the back side of the car. All right, now that we've got around to the back side of the car now, we'll take a look at, all the same things that we normally do. We'll take a look at the trunk lid fitment, the rear glass here, bumpers, all of your trim back here. So starting with that, taillights. Your taillight bezels the whole way around. The bright portions of those are nicely polished up. And then the black areas, those are all filled in. There's no imperfections in those whatsoever. As far as your taillight lenses go, those are in excellent shape too. Both sides, there's no chips or cracks in any of those taillight lenses. They're in really nice shape. Of course, you got your trim that goes along the tail of the car here. That's in nice shape too. Nice and straight and polished up. Big chrome rear bumper here. The chrome's in really good condition too. Again, from our underside video, we saw these tailpipe extensions are a slash cut chrome extension. Those look really nice, bringing the tailpipes out the rear of the car there. Now again, your trunk fitment here is really good on this car. You can see your gaps here the whole way around the trunk. Very uniform on this car. Elevations are really good on this trunk fitment as well. And if we look up just a little further, we see that our rear glass is in excellent condition too. There's no cracks or chips or scratches to speak of in that. Looks to be a bit of a tinted rear window glass there. And your trim work, your bright work around that window is in excellent condition too. You can see we've got the Chevelle script emblem back here on the trunk lid also. Now we'll go ahead and open our trunk as we do with everything and take a look inside real quick. First, you can see the underside of that trunk lid painted that nice shiny black paint that the entire rest of the car is. You've got the rubber bump stops back here to help protect it as far as coming down and sitting back here nice and flush. Your weather stripping and trunk seals around the outside edge here are in excellent shape too. As a matter of fact, they look to be like they could be new. They're perfect condition, still nice and soft, and there's no chunks or tears out of any of that. As we look down inside our trunk, we can see that our trunk floor is nice and solid, all one-piece floor here. There's no patching whatsoever. All of your little drain plugs and so forth, those are all installed and anchored down as they should be. Looks like with a little bit of silicone from the factory that's been put down. And then of course the whole entire trunk floor itself has been sprayed with the correct black and aqua trunk spatter paint also to give it that complete look. So that's everything with the inside of the trunk, everything on the back end of the car here. So now we can go around to the other side. All right, now here we are over on the passenger side. And again, looking down the side of this car is just about as flawless as you could ask for as far as panel fitment and alignment. It's nice and straight the whole way down the side here. So again, you're not going to see any waviness down the side of this car. And like I said on the other side, with black paint, it's really important on these cars that you get them nice and straight and all the panels fitting as well as you can, because black paint, very hard to hide any kind of imperfections in alignment or waviness. This car does not have any of those issues whatsoever. So again, starting here at the back, we do have, as far as our turn signal or side marker bezels here, those are in good shape. You do see that it does have the Malibu badging back here on the rear quarters. That's on both sides, by the way. Again, that bright molding that goes the whole way down the side of the car, down at the lower portion of the body here, starts all the way back here at the rear bumper, meets up with the wheel lip molding, then continues on the other side all the way down, and it ends up clear at the other front bumper there. So again, all of that is in excellent shape, nice and straight, polished up really nice. So again, everything's good there. Got the bright wheel lip moldings. Again, the BF Goodrich radial TA tires. These were the 245s on the back. Those 15-inch Krager SS chrome steel wheels. Now again, we'll get to our door here, and again, we'll look at gaps on the back side as well as up front here too. Very uniform. This also has those door edge moldings back here to help protect it. You got your bright drip rail molding here too. Again, in excellent shape, polished up nice and very straight. All of your weather stripping and seals along the top edge here in excellent shape. There's no cracks or tears or chunks out of that. Again, we'll open up the door, take a look inside. You've got your weather stripping and seal all around the door here. Again, in excellent shape, no imperfections in that whatsoever. Still nice and soft as well. Again, threshold plates on this side in good shape, door panels in great shape, padded dash, there's no cracks or tears in that. So again, all of your interior components, again, we're going to see that here in a little bit later, a little more in depth, but again, everything is in really good condition on this car. Again, the door shuts real nice and easy, good solid thud. So again, you know that everything, your striker and bolt, everything like that has been adjusted really, really good. Again, I've already mentioned that we've had the chrome mirrors on both sides, both driver and passenger side. So that brings us up to the front fender here. Again, the wheel lip moldings, those Krager wheels, the BF Goodrich radials, and then up here for your side marker bezel. It's all incorporated here. It's got the 350 insignia up here to designate what is underneath the hood here, which we'll get to here in a little bit. And then that brings us to the front of the car. All right, finally now we've made it all the way around our 69 Chevelle Malibu here. We're now here at the front of the car, and we can take a look at, first and foremost here up top, the hood. This is an all-stock steel hood. Doesn't have, it's not an SS hood, so it's just your flat style hood. As far as your gaps the whole way around your hood, gaps are uniform the whole way around. So again, this hood's adjusted up really nice. You've got the Chevelle script logo right up here on your header panel, and that's in good shape too. Now as far as the front nose on this car, as far as the grille and everything, you can see your bright areas here are nicely polished up and in good condition. And as far as the black plastic area of the grille, that's all in excellent condition too, all intact. There's nothing, no pieces, no little things that are broke or cracked in it. It's all solid, intact front grille. Now your headlights on this car, they are your traditional sealed beam headlights. So you've got your low beams along with your high beam lenses. Now those are glass lenses, and those are in excellent shape too. You won't see any cracks or any chips in those lenses whatsoever. The bezels around those, the bright work around those are in good shape too on this car. Again, you've got that nice big chrome front bumper here too. And then of course, your marker lights here are right underneath inside that grille area there. So we'll go ahead and pop the hood on this car, and now we'll talk a little bit about what we have underneath here. So first and foremost, on the underside of our hood, you can see we're all painted that same black as what the exterior of the car is. All your hood insulation is tucked up in here in all the designated areas that it should be on the underside of this hood. And now what we have for a power plant in here is a numbers matching 350 cubic inch small block Chevy motor. Again, original motor, but you do have a couple of items that have been changed out on them. You've got a chrome air cleaner. This is a K&N style air filter. I'm not sure if it's a K&N or not, but it's a K&N style air cleaner. You're reusable. You can wash them out and reuse them. You've got a set of ball milled valve covers here. Got a set of valve cover breathers in it too. Now this is a power brake car, power steering car as well. And again, we've already been over braking components and steering components with the underside video. This has a polished aluminum intake on it. It's got a stock style radiator on it as well. Chrome alternator bracket. It looks to have chrome, at least a chrome water pump pulley on it as well. Now these do have the long tube headers again on it, and that's going to help the motor breathe a little bit better. And as far as the ignition system, it has been upgraded to the HEI style distributor. It's got an aftermarket set of plug wires, and those are a set of Excel Super Stock plug wires. So good wires to help deliver a little better spark to the motor as well. And then that is an Edelbrock carburetor there, and if I can see the number correctly in there, I believe that is a 1406 carb, which I believe is I think a 600 CFM carb, if I'm not mistaken. And that is an electric choke on that carburetor as well. So if you have cold mornings or anything like that, still should be able to fire this car up and warm it up, no problem whatsoever. So that's really about it as far as that goes. Mechanical fuel pump, and again, we've already said that it's coupled up to a turbo 350 transmission with that 10-bolt rear end on the back end of the car there. So again, it's got a really good, drive line in it and numbers matching motor, so can't really ask for too much more there. So we'll go ahead and close this hood up. What we'll do next is go inside, check out the interior. Okay, now here we are in the comfort of our 1969 Chevelle Malibu interior here. Again, as I said, this car does have the bench seat up front, but it's very comfortable, nice and roomy in here. Got the headrests up here too. All of your seat upholstery, the headrests, door panels, dash pad, all of that is in really, really good shape on this car. You will not find any cracks in the dash pad, no cracks or tears in any of the seat upholstery. It's all very nice stuff. Door panels, they look like they could have been fairly new, if not new. They're in excellent shape. You can see it's got the Malibu designation on the door panels, as well as up here on the dash right above your glove box here too. Now again, this car has the factory dash in it. You've got a 120 mile an hour speedometer and the fuel gauge up there in factory locations. Now your fuel gauge also has a combination of the warning lights in there. You've got the generator light, the oil pressure light, and the water temperature light, all within that fuel gauge up there, and that's how they were from the factory. Now the prior owner of this car ended up putting a couple of aftermarket gauges in it down below here on the dash. Now these are your water temperature and your oil pressure gauges. So as you see up here in the dash, you didn't really have a gauge per se, it was just a light. Down here now you've got a gauge so you can monitor exactly where your temperature and your oil pressure is at all times. Now this car has the factory heat and AC controls. It looks like it originally was an Astra ventilation car. However, again, right now it does not have the AC unit in it. And a lot of guys take those out. They kind of rob a little bit of the horsepower there on the motor sometimes. Also, there's other times that, they don't want, heat and so forth vented into the car if you don't need it. But anyways, the controls are there. Now they did put an aftermarket radio in here. This is an AM/FM cassette player. And then as far as speakers go, in the back package tray, you've got a set of Pioneer, looks like 6x9 speakers back there. Grant steering wheel with the Chevy horn button. It is a column shift also. Again, all that stuff is factory, so it wasn't changed. So it's, you know, retaining some of that originality factor. As far as the carpeting goes, it's in good shape too. There's no tears or anything in the carpeting, and it's not faded out either. I would have to say that carpeting looks like it could be original though for this car. But again, it looks in great shape. It's got seat belts on the front seats as well as in the back also. And then the other thing that we can talk about is the headliner. Headliner's in excellent shape. There's no tears in it, no holes. It's tied up nice and tight. Got all the correct necessary bows in it. So again, it looks good back here. Sail panels in the back look good too. And of course, your sun visors back here too. Those are in excellent shape. No tears or any marks in the fabric on those, and they stay up. That's a big thing too. A lot of these older cars, they like to flip down a little bit on their own sometimes. So other than that, that's pretty much it. We've been through the entire car now. It's a really nice 69 Chevelle Malibu. Again, black on black. Seems to be a popular combination with a lot of guys. So again, this seems to be a car that would be really nice for a lot of guys out there, and you could have a lot of fun with this. If you have any questions or concerns about anything we've been over, definitely feel free to give us a call, even send us an email. As always, we make all of our contact information available to you throughout all the photos and the videos that we do of this car. You can also reach out to us on our website at www.hanksters.com.